Epidermodysplasia, that's a rare skin disorder. This rare skin disorder turns people into, well, Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That looked like a stand on my ceiling fan. I upload videos. You know what that means? I get comments, right? A while back, I got a comment from an account called John Dice Academy who said, "Great video, terrible mustache." And I clicked on his channel because I noticed he looked like a Salmonella, a YouTuber I enjoy, of course. And I go to his channel and there's no videos. No videos. I think he unlisted them all. But you're not gonna believe what I found. A subculture. Look at this. Look at this. He has other channels of a similar nature to Salmonella. I just gotta say, if your channel creates an entire subculture of content, that's a pretty good channel in my opinion. But I look at these channels and I'm left wondering to myself, what other kind of Salmonella clones are there? And what do you know? When I look up Salmonella clones, there's an entire video dedicated to Salmonella clones by a fellow Salmonella clone. This is an entire community of people creating content based around one guy who doesn't really upload. I'm just gonna look at these clones. I want to know what kind of content they're making, differentiate between a clone and a style, and overall, what gives identity to something. And because I can't look into the beautiful mind of John Dice, I'm gonna look at his what other channels he has, starting with Sigmund Openbaum, and he hasn't uploaded 9 months, but that's okay. And I look at some of these thumbnails, you know, I'm looking at Jake Farm collaboration. Who the fuck is Jake Farm? And he hasn't uploaded in a year, so maybe this entire subgenre is already dying off. Oopsie, I'm a little late to the party. Sigmund Openbaum, is he gonna sell me a tonic? Or like, looking at his content, you know, it has an edutainment edge, sort of like Salmonella. But the first video, Sigmund Openbaum, this guy, and his first video is a tribute to the man himself.
Salmonella, you are missed. Having long been a student at the academy, I know what I can do to honor your legacy.
I don't want to say AVGN clone. I'm going to say AVGN clone. What is an AVGN clone? Okay, so do you know, if you know what the angry video game nerd is, you might know, like, there was an entire subculture based off of him where the gimmick of the angry video game nerd was that it was a guy overreacting to video games, and that was kind of the whole bit. It was a guy pretending to be overly angry about video games from his childhood, and it worked so well that a bunch of other people saw what he was doing, except they actually got angry over the games.
What the fuck?
This is what this reminds me of, except it's a little bit more formal because the character Salmonella plays is much more different from the angry video game nerd.
Today we're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Samuel O'Nella.
If I had a video like this made about me, that would be the weirdest fucking feeling in the world. I would be, no offense to him, that would be one of the most uncomfortable videos I would ever watch. That's more of a me problem, of course.
Our beloved teacher's sabbatical has led some to speculate that our education has come to an end, that we have graduated from the academy. In the absence of a definitive answer from our...
Who the fuck is this guy? You know what, I'll take a couple of snakeskin oils from you. This guy's convinced me his name is actually Sigmund Openbaum. What other name could go along with that voice and that vernacular? Wow.
I tend to subscribe to the idea that, having watched each and every lecture at least a couple of times, I have graduated in some way, even if unofficially.
He's even added kind of a lore to it. He's graduated from the academy. I feel I have earned my degree from this prestigious like, there's something so, this is charming. I fucking hated Brett Cooper last week. That made me want to fucking die. This is so much like, this is a little corner of the internet that I didn't expect to bring me so much joy. I wouldn't watch this unless I was making a video about it, but I'm glad I'm making a video so I can watch this.
He seemingly came out of nowhere, giving us his first lesson on the 13th of June 2016.
He's imitating Salmonella. Let's see a Salmonella type video from Sigmund Openbaum, Germany's last emperor. Let's go.
Today we're taking a brief look at the fascinating life of this mustachioed badass, the last Kaiser of the German Empire.
So the main difference I can grasp already from this channel compared to Salmonella is this guy is doing a much more something you'd learn in school type history. If you're a history nerd, you already know what he's talking about. Whereas Salmonella is kind of doing more interesting, no offense, more interesting, you know, things you might have not known, silly little stories. Where although this guy might have more of an interesting story, the way this is formatted is more about his life and death. When he said the Kaiser, it told me everything I need to know. This is for the history nerds, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think this is quite nice. He's imitating the style of Salmonella, but he's still talking about things he cares about.
Wilhelm II.
He's not trying to be salmonella for the sake of salmonella. He's using that guy as a basis to create what he wants to make. I just realized there's also oversimplified. Maybe he's taken a little bit from that too. I've never seen one of those videos though, so I really don't know. He carved out a little niche for himself, and the results have shown he's gotten 25,000 subscribers. He did good for himself. And he kept the salmonella tradition of not uploading for 9 months, so keep it up or don't, I don't care. I'm gonna go to another channel now, explore more of these territories. Urban Encyclopedia. This guy leaned a little bit towards the salmonella edge. Oh, the history of noodles. He's leaning a little bit more towards the trivia, towards the historical trivia of salmonella. Weird deaths of the Middle Ages. The inspiration is a little bit more on the sleeve, although he didn't make a tribute video. Stoicism Explained. I kind of want to watch Stoicism Explained.
The name Stoicism comes from Stoa Piccoli, which means painted porch, which was a open market.
I don't really have anything much to say. Early Western philosophy, which. Owl's domain. Let's look at Owl's domain. What's Owl's domain? Okay, so this guy has uploaded the most recently, by that I mean 8 months ago. Let's see, the jaw-dropping tale of Eben Byers. Alonella Elementary.
Hey classmates, it's been a while since we last talked. Apparently Sam clones are all the rage again, so I decided to come back.
Hey, this guy name dropped the salmonella clones. I know why this hasn't caught on. All the joy I had earlier is kind of gone now. So part of the charm of salmonella is that it doesn't look like he put a lot of work into what he does. Like, the drawing is crude, the editing is crude, that sort of thing. But it was funny. Sam had a personality. He was funny, well written. Sigmund Oppenbaum, he's a charming chap. Sigmund is much more passionate about the topics he presents, but I struggle with connecting to that passion. I guess what we could ask ourselves is, how do you make yourself like an interesting personality? How do we go from taking a huge amount of inspiration from someone and making it into our own identity? Because I feel I'm at a point now where I've taken inspiration from so many things that I don't even know what I'm inspired by anymore. If you ask me, what's your favorite YouTuber? I actually don't know. Like, what did you grow up watching on YouTube? I'd tell you, iDubbbz a Filthy Frank, look at me. Look at the pasty white boy in middle school watches Filthy Frank for the first time. If you ask me, what's your favorite TV show? I'd tell you this, I'd tell you that. You ask me, what's your favorite book? I'd tell you I don't read. What's your favorite comedian? What's your favorite movie? I have so many sources of inspiration now. I've taken inspiration from so many things, the bits and pieces here and there, all around the square saying, catch me if you can. It's to the point that I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm trying to imitate anymore, or what I'm trying to be. So that's what I guess you'd call style. There's a theory out there called like 6 degrees of separation. Basically, like, you can take one thing and there's 6 things in between that can connect it to something else. I think that can apply to the creative mind. Let's take salmonella as a degree, and our first degree of travel is being a direct clone of salmonella. Then our second degree is taking another inspiration combined with salmonella, and so on. Third degree, you take 2 inspirations combined with Sam. Fourth degree, take 3 inspirations. There's more than 6 degrees. You can do like 14 or whatever. But eventually, you take so much inspiration from things, you become unrecognizable and people think you're unique. Is that a spider? That's a spider. Look at that. Look at that. There's a spider. Okay, my camera's gonna lose focus. Yeah, it's going up to my fingers. I don't know what to do. No, it's still in my hand. Oh, shit. Fuck. No, it blends in with the carpet. So I lost the spider. Good for the spider, because I was gonna kill it. Okay, that distracted the shit out of me. What was I talking about? What other channels do we have to look at? Let me look at Jake Farm. I guess Jake Farm is the loyal follow-up to Salmonella, but again, you're looking at the intro, you're saying this is nice, but there's something better already. But let me take Jake Farm as an example of probably why he stopped making. Why is he a clone and not his own thing? Let me look at the most recent video of his. So let's compare Jake Farm's first video to his last video, right? He's basically saying Salmonella hasn't uploaded in so long that I'm just gonna do my own Salmonella, but he tried to branch out more into his own style. If I had to take a guess, maybe he was frustrated that he was a clone. Once you represent something that people like, it's hard to detach yourself from that representation. Going back to the AVGN clone massacre that once was something.
I'd rather just suck a guy's dick than to play this anymore.
Going back into the category of AVGN clones, a lot of these people came and they went, and it's for a pretty simple reason. If you're a clone, there's only so much you can take inspiration from. Let's say I wanted to start a channel that was a direct inspiration of Scott the Woz. I'm creating a style based around the style of one person. So when people come to my channel, they're coming because of a style they already understand. So when I'm trying to add another source of inspiration into what I'm doing, that is called experimentation. I'm being a direct inspiration of Scott the Woz, but I want to do more than just be Scott the Woz. I want to be myself. But how do I do that without deterring the audience I already have? I don't fucking know. And that's kind of why these clones come and go. They know how to replicate a style, but the struggle comes with the identity crisis. At the end of the day, I consider some of these people victims. They made content because they were inspired by someone else. To be honest, I kind of lost track of what I was talking about because I'm speaking directly from the head. What is my lesson in the NoMad Academy? I don't want you to feel bad about taking direct inspiration, because if you think about like the first drawing you ever made when you were 5, it was directly because of something else. Like the first drawing you probably made when you were 5 is like you trying to create a superhero, but instead of Spider-Man, it's Beetle Man. And then you'd make your next hero and it was Cricket Man. And then you were like, man, I'm on a roll. Let me make my next superhero. Okay, this one I'm gonna call Butterfly Man. And then once you get a hang of that and you absorb more things, you start creating a style eventually. This is the intuition talking, and I know there's so many other factors that go into people not uploading anymore, but I think they probably just got deterred from being a clone. But incorporating other inspiration into what you're doing, I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult because you're combining A plus B into an equation that has no answer. You just gotta shoot the shit, I'll be honest. Let me think about what type of inspiration I've taken from, because like clearly this is a stand-up sort of thing, but I'm standing up, but am I being funny? I don't fucking know. But there's another type of stickman anomaly I would like to talk about. It's not educational at all, no sir, no sir.
88 videos, over 550,000 subs, and tons of pissed off people on Twitter. It's safe to say I had a pretty good year.
But you know what you're gonna have to do? Wait next week. I can finally record a little bit of boost I've been getting. I say a little bit. My sub count has tripled. Apparently people like it when I bitch and moan about the internet. I'm probably not gonna make another video like that, but we'll see. The support I've gotten is pretty cool. I don't really have much to say. It's cool, it's neat, it's a little sugary treat. By the time I'm recording this, I'm still trying to get monetized. That's right. I'm gonna be a sellout. I would like to make money doing off this, so that's cool. I'm in a good momentum right now, and as much as I'd love to stop and say thank you, you know what? I think that number can get up even more. I think that number can get up even more. I think we could get the 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. Who do I have to thank? Myself? Oh, most certainly. I'm trying to stay comfy with what I'm doing for now before, you know, I do something else. Thanks for taking a peek, and